Hello, welcome to the Modern Musclehead Podcast. This is Scott Tousignant of MetabolicMasterpiece.com, along with Bryan Krahn of BryanKrahn.com. We are excited to share some updates with you right now, where we're at with our training, with our diet. We've been sharing a lot of advice, recommendations that we give when you're starting a fat loss phase, getting in shape for the summer. I have just begun my cutting phase this week, so I'm going to share how I'm applying the information that we've been covering over the past few weeks, and Brian's going to give you an update on his training and nutrition right now. Hopefully gain some insights from our practical experiences and how we apply what we teach. What's going on, brother? How's everything been with you?
Things are really, really good, man. And I'm in the same kind of mindset as you, just slowly but surely about to get the switch, get into full kind of summer diet mode.
Excellent. And you basically kind of time it the same every year. It's usually around June where you end up trying to peak year after year. So it's good time for you. I always try to peak by the end of May. I usually the May 2 for the Victoria Day weekend, close to Memorial Day weekend for those in the States. That to me it's the start of beach season to me. So I always want to make sure I'm geared up for that. Look at my best by then. It's usually the first time I hit the beach is that long weekend. So it gives me 8 weeks right now that I get to really buckle down, and it's gonna be some work for me that 8 weeks, but it's enough time. It's enough time, but it's not too much time where I can be complacent during this cutting phase. So it excites the heck out of me.
Right on, right on. So what changes are you making? I know you're pretty disciplined all year, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, it's been a good winter. So I peaked December 18th, December 20th is when I peaked before the holidays, and from that point on, I kind of let loose on my nutrition a bit. Training I'm always giving it with my training, and I've tried a few different frequencies and experimented with a few different splits. That's been a lot of fun. During that time, I gained about 5 pounds. So I like to keep things in check. For me, being a smaller guy, 5 pounds can make a big difference. It's kind of my limit. If I allow myself to gain up to like upwards of 10 pounds, I just look too soft for my liking. So I'm up about 5 pounds and feeling good, feeling confident in how I look, and I'm just ready to kind of take it up for the summer. So changes I'm making, the very first thing I did, exactly what we talked about in the first podcast a few episodes ago, tracking right away. I started journaling what I'm eating, and just like we've talked about, it flips that switch in your head. It definitely provides a focus for yourself. And myself, I do prefer MyFitnessPal, so it was super easy for me because whether I'm gaining in a mass building phase or a fat loss phase, I eat a lot of the same foods, a lot of the same meals. It's just some of the quantities that change. But I have a lot of my favorite meals already programmed into MyFitnessPal. So I just started plugging it in there, and it just kept me focused and on target. And again, the percentage that I'm aiming for, I like to be a little bit more aggressive in the beginning. So aiming to lose about 1% of my body weight. This first week, I guarantee I'm going to lose a bit more. It's going to be a bit of food weight, waste in my body. It's going to be water. It's going to be some glycogen. So this first week, I'm expecting a bigger drop. But for definitely the first 4 weeks here, I'm going to be aiming for that 1% body weight loss. So around 1.5 pounds per week is going to be on average for me. So I want to try to take it a little bit further than I did leading up to Christmas. So I gained 5 pounds since then. I'm going to try to lose about 7. So really that gives me room to be aggressive for these first few weeks and kind of really taper it off towards the end. So nutritionally, it's a lot of the same foods, and deficit wise, probably on average about between 500 and 700 calories below my maintenance level calories. I'm going to play around with that as long as it allows me to hit my target weight loss for the week. I'll make the adjustments based on there. So it's always feedback starting. That's my starting point right now.
Yeah.
And then I'll adjust as I go
Okay.
along.
So you're starting with a 500 calorie maintenance, or excuse me, 500 calorie deficit. That's going to be where you're
5 to 700 calories, just depending on how I'm feeling for the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to. I'm not. Again, we talked about the intuitive with the experience that I have with my calorie cycling, carb cycling. I go based on how I'm feeling, so I'm going to try to push the deficit for as many days in a row as I can. And again, basing it on my lifestyle. So this week I'm going to be pushing it definitely 4 days. Friday, my wife and I are going out. We're going to be going out for dinner. We're going to be going to a show. It's going to be a great time. So I know I'm going to use that as my refeed day. I may even have a drink, like a glass of wine, a glass of wine at the most. She wants me to have a drink with her, and I enjoy that. We'll celebrate. So really, I'm going to keep alcohol to a minimum during this cut, but I'll have the occasional drink here and there. So the deficit, some might consider it a little bit aggressive, but I think we're only looking at it's aggressive in the sense it's probably about 25 to 30% calorie deficit, which is aggressive. It's not super aggressive. Some people push it further than that, but it's definitely aggressive. And that's just that's based on Harris-Benedict calculation. I set that up there, and it's based on the activity multiplier 1.55, so moderately active. So I'm not like tracking calories that I burn throughout the day. No, I'm totally estimating caloric burn and just going based off my caloric intake there. So caloric burn, I'm on my feet a lot more. I always try to be on my feet. Like right now, I'm on my feet recording this call. And then I also just walking my dog daily and starting to add in some stair climbing. Okay. That's kind of my mindless. I like the stair climber. I actually enjoy 20 minutes on the stair climber. If I'm feeling really good, I have lots of energy, I'll push it to 30. So far this week, Monday I felt awesome after the weight training session, tons of energy, and I ended up doing 30 minutes on the stair climber after, and at the full pace, I was cranking, I was moving it. I wasn't doing any cute little hip extensions or anything. I love that shit. I was moving. I had NWA on. I was freaking rocking right out. I was in the zone, brother. I was completely in the zone.
You had NWA on, and you're on a stair climber.
Yeah, with my leg warmers and my headband and in my tutu. No, I do seriously. The rap, the hardcore old school rap gets me through cardio like nothing. And sports channels up, so I'm watching all the hockey highlights.
I gotta get Ice Cube. If you you probably don't listen to this podcast. Actually, you never know. He might, but. I don't know. That's the funniest shit I've heard all week.
I love it. Between that, NWA, Public Enemy, oh man, it's all the stuff that I used to listen to in the 90s, the early 90s there. It's just freaking awesome. So I rocked out to that. And then Tuesday was legs, and we hammered legs. So there was no way I was doing any kind of cardio afterwards. So I walked. I went for a nice walk with my dog. So a lot of the cardio is always paying attention to recovery. Just going based on my feel. If I have tons of energy, I'm going to push the cardio. I may throw in some intervals on the bike. But right now, I mean, it's gorgeous out a lot of these days. So walking is going to be a good thing for me. I'm going to be doing a lot of, and then stair climbing whenever I feel appropriate. And duration, whether it's 20 minutes or half hours. Definitely, it's just based on how I'm feeling there. I'm loving it, man. Like the cardio, as soon as I include it back in, I feel better. I move better. I perform better. I have more energy. So, but it's because I'm not overdoing it. I will never push it beyond 30 minutes. I really do prefer to just keep it 20 because it's enough and it's not too much. So it's just getting that extra caloric burn, getting the heart up and feeling good. So definitely including cardio in there. Definitely including the walking for active recovery. So walking most days, cardio 4 times a week, I'd say on average right now, 3-4 times a week, just seeing how my body responds to it. Trying not to overdo it. Trying to get away with as little cardio as possible, but some in there because I'm benefiting from it in multiple ways. Training has been freaking awesome. Love it. We just started a new split. And first time I've ever done this type of split where it's a 3-day split. Day 1 is chest and back. Day 2 is shoulders and arms. I haven't had like an arm workout, just arms, in a while. So the pump was it was ridiculous. I felt like complete bro.
You haven't had an arm workout in a while. Jesus, man. What?
Just arms. Like lately,
Yeah.
whenever we do a body part split, we've been like pair triceps with chest
Oh.
or back, and just shoulders and arms was fucking awesome. And then day 3 is legs.
Yeah.
So the first time we go through, we do
Okay, so wait,
chest.
so I gotta jump in here. So how are you? Yeah, like so now you're adjusting you've adjusted your diet. Like you diet very consistently all year.
Yeah.
But so now you're adding in a more aggressive deficit. You're adding in cardio. So yes, please. So how are you changing your training now that you're going to start trying to get lean? Like how are you? Where are you at? Where are you coming off of? And where are you? How are you changing it?
Yeah, so we are coming off a phase where there was some strength focus, and we were trying to progress with strength on some of the lifts, and some of the lifts we're doing 2 reps, 3 reps. Right now, there's none of that. Like the lowest we're going is we try to keep around 6 reps, like 5 to 6 reps, which is still five reps can be a challenge. But I'm not focused on strength gains there. I'm training in that low to moderate rep range. The first round. So we go day 1, day 2, day 3 of that 3-day split. We're focused on that low moderate range from 5 to 7 reps, and a lot of straight sets, just keeping it simple. And then we go day 4, day 5, day 6. It's hypertrophy focus and the moderate to high reps, and those workouts feel great. It's perfect in a deficit. I can give it. It's not beating me up much, but I do find I need that extra day of recovery after those the hypertrophy focused workouts, because I get that delayed onset muscle soreness. So I need a day to recover, and then I get back at the strength focused workouts again. So it's volume. I mean, it's a fair amount of volume in this plan, but I find I respond to it really, really well in a deficit when it's structured in a way where I'm not always lifting heavy stuff. Definitely the lighter weight, the higher reps makes it a lot easier, and especially when you start throwing in some more isolation exercises on the hypertrophy focused workout as well.
Right. Interesting. Okay, well, I like that. Like you have obviously you have a lot of things that you're tweaking, and you're just gradually like increasing your volume, bringing down your calories, bringing up your cardio. So but there's definitely still a bit of a light switch that goes off. I mean, you're taking things up a level.
Without a doubt. Just laser focused in the zone. It's a mindset switch more than anything. And embracing it. Just embracing that little bit of hunger at night. So I do, like we've talked about, you and I both like to go to bed feeling a little bit hungry, and embracing that feeling, and love waking up feeling light. I did start adding in some branched chain amino acids, and I'm sipping on that throughout the day. Like I'll have it between meals, and that's been curbing my appetite during meals, and hopefully it's protein or muscle sparing, and sipping on it during my workouts as well. It's that I find is helping me get through my workouts too. So little things like that. But yeah, it's been a good mindset switch. It's been a good start. I'm ready. I'm focused. There's something special about having not only a date but an event tied into it. Like that long weekend. My goal date is based on a long weekend where we'll be partying it up. It'll be a vacation, probably be on a beach, and hopefully the weather is fantastic, and I'll be having my shirt off and everything. So just knowing that event is tied into the goal motivates me a lot more than just saying I'm on an 8-week cut right now. There's a specific deadline with an event tied into it, so that really helps me mentally prepare for it.
I'm a big believer in that too. I mean, you just simply, I love the idea of being like disciplined and being on task basically all year, and never letting yourself go per se. But I do like the idea of just having like, okay, now I'm going to get serious, but having an end date to this very hyper serious mode.
You have to have an end date.
Others will burn out.
I've been stuck in that trap before where it's a soft deadline, and I find my cutting phase lasts way longer than I want it to, because I'm haphazard with my with my goals, like, because I still want to build muscle, but I want to get lean too, and you just got to have that deadline, boom, achieve it, then move on to the next goal. Or as what you've mentioned earlier, like you're getting off a muscle building phase here, and you kind of want to hold that weight for a little bit before you cut. So I'd say that's enough of an update for me. What's going on with your training right now, and what's happening?
Yeah, well, yeah. Like as you mentioned, I'm kind of in a size gaining phase, and I got I think 2 more weeks of this program, and it's a ton of volume, and I'm loving it. It's uh, definitely, yeah. It's been probably one of the best hypertrophy phases I've done, and really enjoy it. I'm using a lot of it with clients too, and it's really really fun. But yeah, that's going to come to an end. Yeah, probably another week or two. Might push it to 3, and then I will. Ideally, I would hold things for a good month, but I'm kind of running out of time.
Crunch time. Yeah.
So I'll probably just hold things just for a couple of weeks, just keep my diet relatively static, but definitely just I've been cleaning it up the last few weeks anyway, but just slowly get it to really, really exactly where I want it to be day in, day out. I'm not a big fan of variety when I'm dieting, so I'm trying to set it up now. And then, yeah, in about 2-3 weeks, just bring the calories down about 500. Nothing too crazy, 500 a day deficit, and start adding a little bit of cardio. I'm definitely like the morning walks thing. I do like to do it fasted.
Yeah.
And just the biggest thing, though, is just get into what I call a robot mode. Just, get up at this time, do my cardio, do my training, this meal. Very, very, very bro, but that's what works for me. And yeah, the end date probably be, late June, early July, I would think. Just depends. I don't have a ton of fat to lose, but
that's
just kind of take it. Yeah, but just kind of take it slow. And training wise, yeah, see, this is interesting because training wise, I'm coming off of this very high volume phase, and ideally, I would unload from that and then do some like a dedicated strength phase, even for a month. But again, poor planning on my part, I ran out of time. So I will still unload from all this volume, and then go into how I prefer to diet when I'm cutting, and which is just nothing fancy, but I just keep. I'm going to go 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep just follow push-pull splits, and just really watch my rest intervals, and just kind of keep my training not turn it into freaking cardio, but just keep it just a very brisk pace, just what the guys used to do in the 70s and the 80s, and you know what, that actually worked. So
go figure.
Exactly, and just not gas myself, like not train, keep my reps a little bit higher, keep my reps shorter, not gas my nervous system when I say that, and just quick workouts done maybe certainly less than an hour. It's boom, ABC baby, just robot mode.
Yeah, lots of good tidbits from what you shared there. The one thing about, I think, when you're in a fat loss mode and structuring your programming, it's good to have a selection of exercises where your rest periods are pretty short. We're doing 8 sets of 8 right now, which is really nice, with only 15 seconds rest between sets. But then, it's exhausting, especially we did it with squats yesterday. 8 sets of 8 with squats, only 15 seconds rest. Your freaking heart is pounding, you're dripping sweat, you're sucking wind. So you got to kind of pair that up with some exercises where you're giving yourself 90 seconds to 2 minutes rest in between sets as well, and then throwing in some drop sets and things like that. So it's kind of being strategic with your short rest intervals and keeping the pace moving along, and still including some stuff where you're giving yourself a bit of a break in between there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my big thing is when I diet is there's this whole trend going on right now where people are like, well, you got to train really heavy when you're dieting because you'll hold on to your muscle and all this. And I just think that's just dumb.
Any resistance training is going to allow you to hold on to muscle.
Yeah, exactly. And why would you crush yourself under really, really heavy loads when you're doing more? You're doing more cardio, you're doing more work. Your calories are restricted.
Your energy is down. You're depleted a bit. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is lift something heavy when you're feeling depleted and fatigued. Yeah. That's why I try not to drop it below 6 for the most part when I'm in a deficit. But 6 is heavy. 6 can be challenging weight.
I don't know where this happened. I used to, back in the day when I was a kid, like 6 reps, that was heavy training. Now people consider that, light. I mean, that's not light. I mean, your sets of 6, that's for bodybuilding, that is heavy. That's actually at the lower, that's at the basement really of that hypertrophy range. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will not be going below 6 during this cutting phase, and absolutely not. Like, why would I? Like, I'll save that. There's value to that higher intensity training, but I'll save that to when I'm more fed. When I'm trying to get stronger and I'm fed, and I'm resting well and I'm not doing, it's you have to everything plays into everything. You have to kind of play these cards when everything works. So
that's the one thing I have been managing my sleep really well lately. I find that's been helping me already this week. Getting to bed at a good time. Again, like I said, very methodical. Waking up at the same time, trying to go to bed at the same time. I'm in bed at 9:30 every night and passed out, like falling asleep by 10, up at 6. I'm getting at least my 8 solid hours, really good sleep, and turning shit off before I go to bed. And that's been very helpful in maintaining my energy levels throughout the day so far in this week. One thing, just how you kicked off your topic here and you're sharing your insights, just seeing how you're in a muscle building phase right now, but your thoughts, you're already starting to prepare for the cutting phase. And that's the beauty of kind of having this structured yearly plan. Sure, some things didn't go as planned. Like, it'd be good to have a little bit more time right now before you're cutting. But still, there's a plan. There's a structure in place. You know there's going to be an end to what you're doing right now, and you know what you're going to be going to do next. So you can already start to psychologically prepare yourself for that. I think there's so much to say for that. And really having a big vision of what you're doing, focusing on the task at hand and embracing the moment, the day-by-day shit, but really still always having your eye on the big picture and what's going to happen next. Because I think that keeps you excited, and it really treats this as a lifestyle, a lifetime journey that we're on here. So I think that's really cool. A great share.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's kind of like most of the year I'm probably at about 70 to 80% focus. For me, and let's, to be frank, for the average person, that might be like a 90 to 99% focus, but, it's still leaving a little bit of room most of the year where I can, if I want to eat something, I eat something. I never stress about stuff like that. If I'm on a vacation, I don't get bent out of shape or anything.
Yeah.
But then I have this little period, though, this, whatever it is, 8 to 12 weeks, where now it's absolute best I can be. So it's like, it's my closest I can get to 100%. No one's ever perfect, and I don't beat myself up. But it's just like, if there's anything that I haven't been doing that I know I could do, this is when I do it. And I try to cut away other stuff that might distract me or detract me from what I'm doing. You mentioned alcohol, and definitely I tend to push that most of the year. I probably drink a little bit more than I quote unquote shit. I don't have a problem, but now, we enjoy it. And, but now this, it's going to be out. I'm not even going to have one a week. It's just going to be out.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for the challenge, the really embracing the challenge and the focus and pushing yourself to be your best. I think you gain a lot from that, and you feed off that throughout the rest of the year. And it's not like we're doing that all year long. It's that short burst, just really show everyone what you're made of, and then get into your other routines afterwards.
And I might even download some NWA and hop on that stair.
Yes, sir. Hey, at least I'm not doing some prancercise while I'm listening to it or something. I don't know. Dude, it fires me up. It kills time. I just get lost in the lyrics, and I just next thing you know, the time is up. I love it, man. And again, it fires. It's that aggressive. Just keeps my adrenaline going, keeps me focused. I think there's a lot to say about music and how it impacts your mood.
Absolutely, man.
Awesome. Well, this is great insights, and really excited to hear a little bit more about the muscle building phase that you've gone through. I know I'm going to be following a structured plan that you've built for when I get off this cutting phase and get into some specialized training to bring up some weaker body parts. So excited to kind of dive into more of those details in a couple months. But for right now, Great shares. I hope people listening right now and watching us have gained some insights and seeing how we apply what we've been talking about over the past few weeks.
Heck yeah.
Once again, visit Bryan's site, bryankrahn.com, my site, metabolicmasterpiece.com. If you have any topics that you'd like us to cover in future podcasts, let us know. And any comments on today's show, any questions on what we're doing, don't be afraid to give us a shout and ask away. We're more than happy to respond. Hope you enjoy the footage. Catch you next time.